Hi, Lisa Schermerhorn here on the Grassroots Warrior Network, and you're on my show Where Truth Lies. And I'm thrilled and excited to be introducing you to Mel Carmine. He's doing something really extraordinary, and I think you're all going to be really excited about this. So he's an international podcaster, and he also is very involved in the whole idea of censorship. And you also do a lot of work with XRP and the whole Nasera Jacera, very knowledgeable about cryptocurrency and everything like that. But now the censorship has become something that you've become passionate about. It. I've been a victim of it several times myself. So I want to talk to you about this movie that you're putting together, Dear Mr. President.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I'd love for you to tell everyone about that.
It turned out that, one day we just got so fed up because as a podcaster and the ones that are really hardcore like ourselves in really wanting to deliver the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help us God, you're not allowed to do that because there's Marxist organizations that think that they are above the law, that they think that they are going to run the United States of America into communism. They think they're going to rule us. And I'm here to tell them that they're not. Because, some people like myself, and I'm not the only one, there's a lot of very strong men out there, are going to stand up and they're going to tell you that you've gone too far. And now we're going to take things back and we're going to do it. We're going to do whatever we got to do within the laws and the legal bounds of what we have to do to take this country back by hook or by crook.
Right.
And so that's exactly where we're at right now. I'm an international podcaster as well. I own Staying Alive. I'm into quantum healing in Cape Canaveral. So if you're ever in Cape Canaveral, come visit us at 166 Center Street. It's a frequency system that the frequency runs through your body and the body does all of the heavy lifting and allows your body to literally cure itself from all kinds of disease, which they also don't want you to know about. But I want you to know about it because it's life-changing. I live in that system practically. So
is that the EE system?
That is correct. Absolutely.
Yeah, I've been in it, and they are amazing. I've been in two different ones.
Yeah, and when you sleep in there for 5-6 nights in a row, you feel a major difference. Wow. The body has a way of communicating with you, saying, "Hey, whatever it is you did, keep doing it because I'm feeling great." Right? So yeah. But let's go ahead and show the documentary trailer, which is important for people to understand what has pushed sort of us over the edge to really let me know if you could see it and if you could hear it. All right.
Do I need to give you permission to share?
No.
Oh, no, you got it. You're good.
We should be good. Now just hit the play button.
Dear Mr. President.
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 Dear Mr. President, when did freedom of speech become a crime? In the land of the free, voices are vanishing, opinions are policed, truth is under fire. They say it's about safety, I say it's about silence. Who's watching the watchmen? Who's filtering your feed? Who benefits from your silence? From the classroom to the newsroom, from Silicon Valley to Washington, D.C., who decides what you can say?
Censorship.
Censorship. Censorship.
The censorship. Censorship. It's a much bigger threat to democracy than anything that we've seen in this country in the last 4 years, in the last 40 years.
Our First Amendment is under assault, not just by big tech, but by government agencies. Voices are being silenced.
A world without censorship would mean we can freely expose the elections and, of course, child trafficking. I believe the American spirit would kick in if they had access to the real information.
We've had channels taken down from nearly every form of social media. We knew when you uttered the term fake news that you were up to something different. We're honored to contribute to this documentary on censorship.
I have only one thing to ask. I just only want to see some accountability from somebody. Just pull that pin and throw that grenade already, buddy. That's all every American wants to see, is just some accountability for the crimes against us all. Thank you, sir. And long live the Republic.
it's a very powerful documentary. We watched yesterday the actual whatchamacallit, the actual screening, pre-screening. This is our second time we did it, and we had new people to get their opinions and little tweaks that we got to make. I'm all about, constructive criticism. At the end of the day, no one is perfect, but if we put all of our brains together and we have a cohesive goal to all go in the same direction instead of fighting with each other, and there's a lot of podcasters out there, unfortunately, that have ghosted me. They don't want anything to do with this and they don't realize that I'm fighting for everybody. Okay, it's not about Mel Carmine. It's not about Lisa. It's not about Carol Maureen in Costa Rica. It's about us getting our microphones back. People want to complain about, the chemtrails in the sky and our food is poisoned. Well, let's worry about number one first. The microphones need to get unclogged, because if your audience is supposed to be, for example, and this is my argument, I think it's a legitimate argument. If your audience is supposed to be, let's say, 1 million people, but it's only 100,000, not only are you being ripped off by 90% of your income potential, but the message that you have, which is so important, is not reaching your potential, your fullest potential. Let's say your fullest potential, Lisa, which I'm sure you'll probably be bigger. You'll be bigger than that. Let's say it's 1 million people, but you're stuck at 100,000. That means 90% of your audience potentially, because someone else has made the decision for you, is not allowed to hear your message. How wrong is that?
Oh, it's been terrible for me. I did an interview with SGN that had so much static and distortion that we had to stop after about 45 minutes and re-record another day. We got 40 minutes into it and it started up again. He said this happens a lot with many of his interviews. And I even had someone in the UK sharing information of mine, and she said, I don't know what's going on. I'm being shadow banned. I can't share any of the stuff that you're doing and what you're doing. It's been maddening. Michael Jaco had his YouTube channel go down after I talked about how we're programmed. And I was talking about my book. And my channel's been suppressed incredibly. It's maddening.
Yeah.
It's maddening because I think when people know the truth, they'll have a way to make a true decision. But when people are only hearing one side, that they get really angry and frustrated with people on the other side.
Right. Well, the thing is, we got to make it right, because at the end of the day, our forefathers could have never foreseen, this technological advancement 300 years ago, and write it into the Constitution, say, when you guys get to the internet, it's got to have to work this way on the freedom of speech. Had they been able to foresee the future, I guarantee you it would be in our First Amendment, but it's not, because they couldn't see the future.
But what is the difference between in freedom of speech being either on the internet or in a book or anything else? Why would it have to be separated out?
Exactly. And that's my argument. And there needs to be not only a Bill of Rights that pertains to, them being able to infringe on our rights, number one, whether it's a book, whether it's a movie, whether it's a documentary, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a radio station, it doesn't matter. They should not be able to have the power to tell us what we can. As long as I'm not inciting violence, okay, right, I should be able to say whatever the hell I want. If I believe this piece of paper that is white is black, I'm allowed to say it's black. And if you believe it's yellow, you should be allowed to say it's yellow.
Yeah.
Right? End of argument.
Absolutely.
And we're not allowed to do that right now, but we're gonna change it, because I think, we have to take advantage of the situation that Donald Trump is in power right now. Now, wouldn't it be nice to get Eric Trump after Donald Trump? It would be wonderful. I think Laura Trump is poised to become the next first lady. They're groomed for it. I think that's what you're going to see. I don't think you're going to see Vance. I think we need another 8 years of Trumpism to get this country back on track after the Don is back. And, I think these guys are, more than prepared to be able to run a country. They run corporations that have 600,000 people in these corporations. And this is run by who? Eric Trump. You don't think Eric Trump is astute enough to run the United States of America? Absolutely he is. And I believe he's being groomed, to be quite honest with you, behind the scenes. So
that's interesting. I never really thought about him because he tends to be more behind the scenes. You don't really see him out there like his wife is. Laura is out there much more.
Yeah. Well, she just did an interview with Donald Trump a couple of days ago, which was a wonderful interview. And I thought it was great. Now she works for Fox, which I learned that yesterday because I'm so out of tune with a lot of stuff because I'm so busy, right? But look, we're in a situation right now where if we can get our cake and eat it too, we're going to correct this once and for all. And if I can basically have it my way, if you will, just like Frank Sinatra in Hoboken, you're from that area.
Lived there for a year.
Exactly. You probably used to hang out at Bahama Mamas or something in one of those, some of those clubs that I used to frequent. But anyway, long story short, if we could, get this train back on tracks and rewrite the first amendment of the Constitution, the freedom of speech. If we could rewrite that in a way where it says, no, if you're a corporation, you're going to abide by the First Amendment, freedom of speech, and you cannot, under any circumstances, block people who have something to say as long as they're not inciting violence, period, right?
Right. So I'm curious, how long have you actually been doing a podcast? Like, what motivated you to just start getting on the air and start talking?
Well, I've been awake for the latter part of 30 years. I used to follow Alex Jones. Then I follow the 17th movement. I still follow Alex, but not so much. I always loved Alex, except Alex will tell you that the sky's falling, but he doesn't have a way to figure out how to get the sky from falling, right? He doesn't have a solution. So I got into the 17th movement. He's totally against the 17th movement. I don't know if he sees it as competition. It doesn't matter. I see there's a lot of anomalies that have come to pass.
Right.
And right now, especially as we go into this transition where everybody's distracted with the Jeffrey Epstein story, where they want you to look over there while they're bringing in the quantum financial system because they don't want you to get rich. You understand? Yeah. So, the Constitution, First Amendment, needs to be rewritten, and it needs to basically coincide with this new modern world that we're graduating into. And it should be backed up by a Bill of Rights from Congress saying that you could never change. Once we have an ironclad Constitution, First Amendment, that you could never change the Constitution. And if they're not going to abide by our rules and regulations that are going to come down the pike, and I hope YouTube is listening, okay? See, I'm not afraid of you. I don't give a shit how big you are. I'm Italian. I will fight you. So someone's gonna win and someone's gonna lose, right? And we the people are much more powerful than you give us credit for. So the bottom line becomes that we will win this game. We will rewrite the Constitution. We will absolutely, undoubtedly get a Bill of Rights where we could talk unimpeded. And if Lisa is allowed to grow to 1 million people, if that's all she's good for, I'm sure you'll accept a 1 million people audience, wouldn't you, Lisa?
I absolutely would.
Right? Okay.
Absolutely.
And if Mel Karma is only allowed to get to 500,000 or 1.5 million, whatever the number is, it's got to be decided by the audience, not by some oligarchy tech company with billions and trillions of dollars, and they think that they rule us. You don't rule us. We will rule you at the end of the day.
So what was the point that you were like, I'm done, like I have to do something and do a movie? Like, what were you doing other things before this and they weren't working?
I'm involved with a lot of stuff. I sell gold, I sell silver. I'm involved with this sports betting operation where I never lose. I make money while I sleep. On betting on soccer games and tennis and basketball. I have staying alive. I have multiple streams of income because I treat this quantum financial system reevaluation of wealth, this new financial system that's coming at us like a locomotive train at this point. And XRP is like $3.40 and people are going crazy. And I know it's going to be a lot bigger than $3.40. I have to have multiple streams of income, not because I need to make all of this money. I need to make sure that the pressure is off. I got enough cash flow coming in, and I treat the quantum financial system as if it's never going to happen.
Right.
I want to treat it as if, you know what, when it happens, it happens. Right now, I'm going to focus on making money. When it gets here, it gets here. I'm already positioned. I'm already invested, right? Yeah. So now why stress over it? It's not like it's like I make the analogy of people trying to blow underneath the fire, except someone else is in charge of the fire. You're not in charge of the fire. You can blow underneath the fire as hard as you want until you're blue in the face. Someone else is in charge of doing the blowing, not you, right? And so when they say it's go time and they need to move all the money on earth, and you own XRP, XLM, XDC, you own gold, you own silver, you own all the right stuff, then you'll know. But right now, just focus on staying healthy and keeping that cash flow coming in and hanging out with your family on weekends and doing all the right stuff, right?
Exactly, exactly. But what was the final thing that got you the like, I have to
Well,
do
I
this
got
documentary?
tired, I got tired of watching my algorithms. I got one channel that's got 51,500. I was at 51,400 for 6 months.
Yeah.
And we do some pretty good darn podcasts, and people think that I'm a character, and I believe that I am too. I like Mel Carmine. Mel Carmine likes Mel Carmine. Mel Carmine thinks Mel Carmine should be 2 million people plus people watching me, and the algorithms say otherwise. So, and I'm watching my numbers go backwards. Well, you want to piss off a Sicilian, you're gonna get a fight on your hands. I'm one of those Sicilians that you don't want to piss off, because I will figure out a way to come back and bite you in the ass. And right now, I'm going to take full advantage of the fact that Donald Trump's in office. I'm going to take full advantage of the fact that we have people coming at us that think about this, Lisa. We have a gentleman by the name of Trennis Evans, who's now talking to Carol Maureen in Costa Rica. They're friends, right? He just got hired by who? Donald J. Trump, to bring in a team of attorneys working with Trump Jr. to fight what? Freedom of speech. This movie could not come out at a better time. You're talking about hitting a bullseye.
Wow.
This is it.
So who else is part of this movie? Like, how have you brought these people together?
Well, I'm a world-class networker, and I always ask people, who do you know? How can they help us? We have this project. We're trying to do X, Y, and Z. Would you like to be part of it? Can you connect me with this one? Can you connect me with? And then I'll connect with those, and I'll network through those people, and I'll get to wherever I got to go, because I've been doing this for 35 years. I'm good at it.
Yeah. So I'm curious, because I didn't wake up as early as you did. So I'm curious, how was it living with that? Because I always say sometimes, thank God that I didn't wake up that much earlier, because I would have lost my mind seeing everything. I was just at some place where they were showing videos from, like, music videos from the 90s. And there was so much child trafficking. And there was even one, I couldn't hear what song it was, but there were literally people with like lizard tongues, like,
Yes.
going up in the air, and all of a sudden they're grabbing children. And I'm like, these were in videos in the 90s. And I just didn't even pay attention. But someone like you, who was aware all this time, how did you deal with that?
Look, there's been many people that have come across Mel Carmine's life who thought that maybe I should be locked up in some kind of mental institution, put in a straight jacket in a rubber room, and lock them up and throw away the key. I realized that at one point I said, it's either I'm crazy and the rest of the world is sane, or I'm perfectly normal and the people out there are not paying attention, and they're the ones that are fucking insane. Right?
It turned out you were right.
Right? So, look, when you do what I do for as long as I do it for, and took a long time for you folks, and you included, Lisa, to wake up, it's frustrating as all hell.
Yeah. Because
I saw everything. I knew about everything that Alex Jones taught us. It was all real, but nobody had a solution, and we had the wrong people in office that didn't have any motivation to correct it, because they're part of that problem.
Exactly, they were all part of it. So I commend you for having the perseverance and the strength to keep going when you saw all this and knew it. Because even for me, the past 4 or 5 years of seeing it, because as soon as I heard the word COVID, I was like, nope, not a thing. Like that was immediate in my brain. It was like a wake up call.
Yes.
I knew. And that was like, it was almost like before I came into the world, that was a code word that said, Lisa's going to wake up as soon as she hears that word.
Right. And that's how I became a podcaster.
Yeah.
When COVID hit, I was in the energy deregulation business, and that business got shut down for me by forces that were not in my control, because people were in booths calling, and they were like less than 6 feet away from each other. Okay. The reason why they have everybody 6 feet away from each other is because of 666. You get it? It's all subliminal. And when they bury you, how deep do they put you? 6 feet under.
6 feet under.
You understand? You're starting to get it. Okay. And when you see this and it's right in your face, and I'm saying, how can nobody else see this?
Well, what is it? How many miles is the Earth, the moon from the Earth, or is it the sun? It's like 6 million.
Yeah, 93 million miles, and yeah.
It's like 666.
You pay taxes. You pay taxes to send your kids to a brainwashing center known as the public school system of the United States of America and all over the world to brainwash your kids to serve their agenda, not yours.
Right.
And you're paying for it.
Yep. And we get in line. We all get in line for it.
It's all about to crash.
Yes.
Everything. Property. I go back to my videotapes. I said property taxes are going to go away. I said income taxes are going to go away. I even said HOAs are going to go away. Here we are.
Yep.
Okay. So if you're out there and you own a movie theater that is an independent movie theater and you're a patriot, contact us 786-704-8817. Send me a text message. Say, I own a theater in Manhattan. I own a theater in Brooklyn. I own a theater in Miami. I own a theater in Los Angeles. And we want to show the movie free of charge, but they have to consume a popcorn or a hot dog or a soda or whatever it is that you guys sell over there, pizzas, what have you. Okay. We want to get the movie out to as many people as possible. So text me 786-704-8817 if you want to buy a large amount of XRP, because it's not going to stay at $3.30. I can assure you, even though I'm not a financial planner and I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. And I know that it's going to be as big as Bitcoin, even though the Bitcoin Nancies are going to have a hard time understanding that. And that's okay. All right. I know what I know. And I'm going to tell you it's going to be as big as Bitcoin. So if you want to buy $3, how many $3.30 Bitcoins would you buy if you can go back to 2009?
There was a story I remember about a guy who had bought a ton of Bitcoin and ended up buying pizza with it because he thought it was worth
two pizzas for 10 Bitcoins.
Yeah,
it happened right here in Jacksonville, Florida.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. You know what? Yeah, those 10 Bitcoins today are worth a few $1 million. Most expensive. You could open up a few pizza shops for the same amount of money that was spent on those two pizzas right now.
Yeah. No, it's insane. I'm really excited about things to come. I really am. I can see it. I live in Vermont where it's Bernie country and everyone's very, very progressive and liberal. And it's been a bit difficult to live in that, but I also live close to the earth. Kevin Hoyt is a good friend of mine. He keeps running for governor and a big supporter of each other. And we're hoping to awaken more and more people here in the Northeast.
Absolutely. DearMrPresident.net,
Yes.
DearMRPresident.net. Go there, spread the link around because the link is already in the algorithms. It's already being stifled. You understand? Gabish?
Capiche.
All right? Yeah, it's crazy. Look, do I feel that we're going to be victorious? Absolutely. I do not get involved with something that I know I have no shot at winning.
Right.
And I don't need the popularity. I call this my fame and misfortune, by the way. Okay. I don't need the popularity. When this whole thing happens with this transference of wealth and we win the war on free speech, and there's maybe another 2 documentaries that I will make that will get the entire American populace very fucking pissed off. And that's coming. Okay. So I think I realized that I have a knack for making movies. Shit. Who would have known, right?
How amazing, but how exciting.
Yeah. So but I got the right team. You got to have the right team. You don't win by yourself. You win with a team, right? Yeah. I got, guys like Mr. Goodluck, who's running our editing department. We got, my wife, her whole team over there. It's Staying Alive in Cape Canaveral. We got talented people. My wife is very talented. She's a self-taught editor as well. And she taught all of our staff how to be editors, video editors. I made a gazillion commercials for Staying Alive in Cape Canaveral, and I said, maybe I could do a movie about censorship, and maybe we can get it to Donald Trump. And then it's just one thing led to the next, and boom, voila.
Well, look at how your idea has blossomed. Well, and also being in those EE systems, because that intensifies what you desire.
Yeah. And look at
It
me,
was
you know, by
clearing
the
out all the
way,
blocks.
you know, I got to tell you this, the EE systems, not to get off track, we're going to have a little piece about the EE systems, how we got censored, and it's going to be in the movie. So I'm going to leave you guys on a cliffhanger. It is
Wow.
flabbergasting what you're about to see. But anyway, we have a lady that came in from Brickell in down in Miami. And this is an incredible address to live in. You know what I mean? It's like she
Right.
just bought a 4,800 square foot penthouse. It's like, you know, $12 million, right?
Wow.
And long story short, even the billionaires like a good bargain when they see one because we're like 70% cheaper than all the other centers. So she passes up like, you know, 18 centers coming up from Brickell all the way to Cape Canaveral. But she stayed in the system for an entire month. And she believed in this technology. She really got schooled on it, and she did a lot of reading and research, whatever. So she took her blood sample and she sent it to a lab over in Houston, Texas, and she did a before and after. Her telomeres grew by 23% in 1 month of
Right. And
sleeping in the system.
for people who don't know what telomeres are, that's what determines your longevity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We have life extension technology in Cape Canaveral. Look at me. I look pretty good. I'm going to be 62 in a few months.
Wow, you and I are the same age.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But
Pretty
I sleep
awesome.
in the system.
That's
When I heard about the
amazing.
telomeres, I own the system. I didn't know about the telomeres. I didn't even do a blood test. I don't need to do it because I know they grow,
Wow.
right? So I got this life extension technology that I own. I sleep in the system quite a lot. You know, I'll do 5
Amazing.
days, 6 days, 10 days in a row. It's amazing.
Well, it was interesting because I was in a system and I had all this protective jewelry on me that I
Mhm.
didn't realize was reflecting and preventing it from working on me.
Mm.
So I'm in there about 10 minutes and I'm very intuitive and I get a message to take my jewelry off.
Mm.
And as soon as I did, 5 minutes later, I had sciatica really bad. My piriformis, like I felt a pop, and then it cleared it. And I'd been suffering for 20 years. And
Wow.
that one session cleared up my sciatica. But
Interesting.
I had to take my jewelry off because it was all protective. And so it was preventing the good stuff from coming too, which was fascinating to me.
Absolutely. Yeah. So the movie's coming out with a
Yep.
little bit of good luck on the 17th of August.
Awesome.
We are communicating with Uncle Ted Nugent,
Yep.
and his personal assistant. Hopefully, with a little bit of luck, Linda will open up the gates and allow me to talk to Ted himself, and hopefully Ted will be part of it. We are through an intermediary. We're talking with Gary Frenchie from the Next News Network. He's got like 2.3 million people following him, and he can't get past 16,000 views on his videos. I mean, like you got 2.3 million people, and you can't get past 16,000 views. Something is wrong.
Something seriously wrong. You have no idea. I mean, people have no idea how hard it is,
Yeah,
how much we are held back.
yeah, it's pathetic, but it's going to come to an abrupt end. If you, the podcasters, would just put your differences aside. I know I'm flamboyant. I know I got a little bit of a chip on my shoulder. I know I own a big chair. I know I'm from Brooklyn. I got a little bit of an attitude, but I don't give a shit. Put your differences aside with me. I know there's a few guys out there that don't like me too much, and that's okay. I love you guys. Okay, I want to see everybody succeed. I'm not doing this for me because if I'm able to get this movie to Donald Trump, and if you have any money to bet it on Mel Carmine that he will show. Okay, you know when the horse shows, that means he's in first place. Okay, if I get that documentary on Donald Trump's desk, and I will, you guys win too, because when we lift the freedom of speech, stifleness, whatever you want to call it, the suppression, it's going to be lifted
Right.
for you as well.
Yeah. It's for all of us. Where we go one, where we go
Yes.
all. It's for all of us. So
Stop
no,
fighting with Mel Carmine. Mel Carmine wants everybody to win. Mel Carmine wants everybody to have a 1,000-year lifespan. Mel Carmine wants everybody to own 1 million XRP. Mel Carmine wants you to buy more XRP before it goes to $5. Okay.
Oh
Oh
my
my God.
gosh. Well, thank you so much, Mel. I appreciate it, and I feel so blessed to be part of this project, and I can't wait to see the movie when it's done.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.